What's up, everybody? It's Henegar with Remax First, aka the Fittest Realtor, and the Fittest Realtor on the playground. Probably beat up your dad. Since the start of my career, I've had a lot of people reach out to me, both friends and random people on the internet, if I think that they should get into a career in real estate. So this video goes out to all the people who are thinking about a career in real estate, all the first-year agents, and all the people in the struggle. It's all good, baby, baby! R.I.P. Biggie. So to answer that question adequately, I need to take it all the way back to the beginning to tell you how I got into real estate. Before I started selling homes, I fixed them for the state of Indiana. No, really, I did. Don't believe me? Here's a picture of me with a water heater. Here's a picture of me hanging off a roof. And here's a picture of me meditating on a chimney. And after spending about 3 years in an attic or a crawl space, it really started to take a toll on my body. And I was looking for a career change. So I asked my mom about it, and she said, "We think you'd be good in real estate." And I said, "Mom, that sounds lame. They don't make any money." She said, "Well, you can if you work really hard." So I got licensed, I got a second job as a bartender, and I worked my ass off, and here I am. After I quit my job fixing houses, I had one more paycheck from that job, and that covered the bills for the month. I had to borrow $50 from my mother just to go back and forth for my bartending gig so I can spend every other waking moment building my real estate career. I worked 7 days a week, and I stayed at that bartending gig for a year and a half. And I told myself that I would not leave that job until I had $10,000 in my bank account or I had 10 properties pending. So at the end of that year and a half, I had 10 homes under contract and $20,000 in my bank account. So I left that bartending gig so I could focus every single waking moment I had on my real estate career. So the real question I think people are trying to ask me is, how can they become successful in real estate? And to simply answer that question, I have no idea. What works for me may not work for you, and vice versa. There's more than 6 ways to skin a donkey. The advice that I can and will give you is from my personal experience in my real estate career. The first piece of advice that I could give you, and probably the most important piece of advice that I could give you, is find a mentor and or a team to work under until you can build your business. Find a mentor who is successful and operates their business the way you would want to operate your business. That's what I did. I jumped in the passenger seat of Bart Medlock's car and I followed him around for 6 months like a lost puppy. I became a sponge. I listened to the things that he said to other people. I listened to the way that he interacted with other people. I watched him. I watched his mannerisms. I watched the way that he took care of his clients. I listened to the way he presented himself to his clients. I followed him around for 6 months before I ever wrote an offer. And honestly, that was the best experience I could have ever asked for. He's still my mentor to this day, and I lean on him still for essentially everything. The other important piece about having a mentor or a team lead is they will be generating leads, and they will be feeding you leads. You will probably get your first few transactions from the leads that they give you. And before you say, "Oh, well, yeah, but they're going to take my money." This is a marathon, not a sprint. And I would much rather make 50% of something than 100% of nothing. The second piece of advice that I will give you is to get a second job. You may not want to hear that, but you're going to need a steady source of income for the first 3 to maybe 6 months before your real estate career starts rolling. You do not want to be in a position to where you are relying on your next commission check to pay your bills. Things happen in transactions. Deals fall apart. I just had a deal fall apart the day before closing. You want to save all of the money that you make in case you go a month or 2 without closing a deal. The third piece of advice I will give you is to leverage your social media. There's so much power in social media, and the best part about it is it's completely free. You want to interact on social media. You want to post pictures with you doing real estate related activities. Do whatever you can to get your face in front of a house on a consistent basis. And another piece is leverage your successes. I can usually get 5 pieces of content out of 1 home that I sell. Shout it from the rooftops. Let everybody know that you are the go-to agent in your area. Talk to everybody you can about real estate. People love talking about real estate. The more conversations you have, the more connections you make, the greater your relationships, the more successful you will be. The fourth piece of advice I will give you requires some introspection and some self-awareness, and that is finding your niche. There's a wrench for every nut. Me personally, I'm covered in tattoos and I work out every day. So that's the niche that I use. Hello, I'm the Fittest Realtor. Maybe you're not into fitness. Maybe you're a vegan, or you like to knit sweaters. That could be your thing. You could be the sweater realtor. You never know. There could be a bunch of sweater makers out there that need houses. Whatever niche you choose, make sure it really incorporates who you are as a person. For me personally, I go to the gym and I talk to everybody who'll talk to me about real estate. Figure out who you are as a person, your likes, your interests, and use that to find your niche. The last piece of advice I will give you is to try everything you can that is real estate related. There's so many different avenues to create business in real estate. My advice is to try them all, figure out what works for you, and double down on it. My first year in the business, I tried everything. I did an open house every single weekend for the first year and a half, sometimes twice a week. I cold called every single for sale by owner that was on Zillow. Door knocked on 600 doors my first year as a real estate agent. Honestly, I didn't get a lick out of any of that. What I learned is that typically people don't want to put the biggest financial transaction that they have ever had and will ever have until they do it again in the hands of somebody who doesn't have a lot of experience doing it. But what all those failures did for me was help me find what did work, and more importantly, what didn't work. And I doubled down on what did. This business can be grueling. It requires a lot of consistency and a lot of hard work. I thought I was going to be showing $1 million houses to $1 million clients and going on listing appointments and cashing fat checks and spending it at Macy's and on a BMW. The reality is this business is grueling. It is hyper competitive. You are going to face so much rejection and so much failure. And a lot of the work that goes into it sucks. But if you're consistent and you work hard, you can be successful. So I'm going to give you a little nugget that my mentor gave me in my first year of real estate. He said, Matt, you'll be successful as long as you don't quit and you don't die. I haven't quit, and here I am. And if you don't quit and you stay alive and you work hard and you're really consistent, you could have the best career you could ever imagine with unlimited earning potential. So to all the future and new agents out there, good luck. If you ever have any questions, feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text. I'm more than happy to help you with my experience any way I can. And if you're not an agent and you'd like to buy or sell a home in Southern Indiana or Louisville, then feel free to give me a call. My telephone number is 812-704-7571. Also, follow me on Instagram at the Fittest Realtor. Thank you all very much. Have a great day. The work that comes with real estate, a lot of it is mentally grueling. You're going to face a lot of rejection, and it's going to wear on your mental health. That's the truth.